Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Today I bring back Lee Ran. How you doing, mate? You good?
Doing well, thank you.
Excellent. And you've just gone through the stressful motion of moving house. Is that right?
Yes,
Cool.
definitely.
So thank you for joining us today. So we'll keep it brief. So today we're going to talk about one-day launches. You've been experimenting with them yourself and you've seen some results. Do you want to walk us through what the one-day launch is?
Yeah, so the one day launch is basically, instead of what we've typically been seeing over the last couple of years, we've been seeing launches done over anywhere between 7 to 10 days or so.
Yeah.
The one day launch is compressing that, is still giving away the same amount of units,
Yeah.
but taking all those units and giving them away over a 1 day period. I've seen some good results. I had a product that was the rank was 36, and then within a couple of days after the launch, it went to number 8, and that's only within like 2 days. That was recent. So I've seen some pretty good results with it. I've seen some people. I had somebody message me yesterday that said that they didn't have the results they wanted. But, I think a lot of times it's a matter of giving away the right amount of units.
Exactly. So let's break that out a bit, because obviously when you're trying to do a one day launch as opposed to a 7 to 10 day launch, you can afford to make mistakes. Some of the days you don't give away enough units, so you can top up if you're running Facebook ads, etc., to give the right volume away the following day, can't you? So there's a bit of compensation that can be built in there. But if
Right.
you're being very specific about a one day launch and then you want to get the Wusa effect, if you like,
Mhm.
which sounds like it's happening within 48 hours on your launches, which may be, I don't know, partly down to pending credit card transactions, etc.
Right.
Because normally what we see with the launch process is that you don't get any movement for a few days, then you get the bonk, don't you? Then suddenly it just jumps and then it
Right.
starts to move,
Right.
where you're giving away units in increments. But getting that timing right, but also planning it so that you've got enough ad budget to get that conversion, and making sure your targeting set up right. Because if you fail to do that, you're not going to get the target, you don't get the impressions, you're not going to get the clicks, therefore you're not going to get the conversion stuff. So walk me through what you did there.
And also it's giving, and it's, sort of having the confidence that you need to give away more coupon codes than people are actually going to redeem.
Yes.
Is another thing, because not every single person that's going to get a coupon code is actually going to check out.
Yeah.
And so it could be a little scary because, they might all check out, but so I think you also need to give away more units or more coupon codes than what you actually, think.
Yeah. So
Um,
what is your take up rate on coupon codes roughly? 50%?
yeah, something somewhere around like 50, 60%.
Yeah.
People who actually get a coupon code actually take it. The way I calculate, I don't use any software to really determine or tell me how many
Units.
codes I need to give away.
Yeah.
I kind of use a different sort of estimate. What I do is I look at if it's like a major keyword that I'm targeting. I'll just look at page sales on page 1 for like the top 5 sellers, kind of gauge what that is, and then I'll estimate about 65% of that is what I think they may be selling through that keyword.
Yeah.
Because there isn't any tool, I don't like software that tells me how many units I need to give away, because
Yeah.
there isn't any one tool that can actually tell how many sales somebody is getting through a keyword. The
True.
only thing
Yeah.
that the tools can pick up is how many sales people are getting overall.
Yeah. Of that product. Yeah.
So I like to say, if I'm looking at the word barbecue gloves, I'll say that the people on the first, the top 5, 6 spots might be getting 60 to 70% of their sales through that keyword, because it's such a major keyword. But we also know it's not 100%. There's other keywords, there's sponsored ads, there's other things involved. So I think 60 to 70% is pretty aggressive, and then it'll make sure that you're, giving away enough units. So if somebody has, 1,000 sales, I'll estimate, maybe 650 are coming through that keyword. And then from that 650, I divide it by, 30 days. I know how many they're selling per day. And then for the 1 day launch, I'll give away the same equivalent of like 7 to 9 days or so of sales in 1 day.
Yeah.
And that's how I come up with sort of the estimate. No system is going to be 100% accurate.
And what is your traffic source? Is it a launch service? Is it Facebook ads? What are you using?
So it depends. So I have my own email list, but if it's going to be, if I want to give away a lot of units, then I'll probably do a combination of an email out to my list as well as running some Facebook ads just to make sure that I get the update.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Go on, sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah, just make sure that I get the coupon uptake. I rather run some ads and send to a landing page for the, for the distribution with my email list to really make sure, because like you said, when you're doing a 1 day launch, you want to make sure
your targeting's got to be right. And what are you doing discount? You still doing 90s?
I'll do somewhere between 70 and 90%, depending on the product and what the end price is going to be.
And do you take into consideration the price point as well? Like with a 90% off, if you say you're selling something for £10 or whatever, you pay £1, and some of them are not going to have Prime, so you've got to pay for shipping. You've got to take that into consideration. You're on a social network where they're not there to exercise commerce; they're there to communicate with others, aren't they? To spend time on there socially rather than in a commerce setting. With the 70% off, that adjusts things slightly because obviously the unit price is a bit higher.
Right.
And if you're selling products at $20, $30, $40, then that can start to be a larger amount. It could end up being $10, $15 or $10 or so. And then you got to think about if they're not Prime members, that it could end up being that you don't actually get as much uptake because the disruption element, basically people looking at an ad rather than keyword intent from searchers. So would you still do, say, 70% off in a higher price bracket?
I found that on higher price products, sometimes I can get away with that because there's still tremendous value. If it's $100 product and somebody can get it for 30, then there's a big sort of like, wow, this $100 product is $30 versus a $10 product. I don't care at that point to do 90% off because I'm either selling it at $1 or $3, So I might as well give a 90% off on a $10 product. But on a high price product where I'm kind of losing more money on doing the launch, I find that I can get away with doing, especially if the product is a really great, if it's going to be $100 product, it should be a good quality or a nice product. I find that you're right. You do have to get the targeting right because you have to find people who you think would want that product. So definitely the lower the discount, the more you have to get the targeting correct on Facebook.
And how are you dialing in on your keywords? Are you using 3 different keywords, Genius, Link, different mobile platforms, giving Amazon a different look? Or are you going in on one keyword? Because obviously you want to create that star effect. Yeah.
I'm generally going on one keyword. When I do an initial launch, I generally go on one keyword.
Okay, cool. And what are you doing in terms of, we've nailed down the targeting, but are you, in terms of your ad, are you doing so that your session percentage is higher or increasing your average order size, sorry? Are you giving away using reverse psychology, saying that you can take 2 of these products basically in the ad, or so they take 2, for instance?
I've it's something I haven't done recently, but I have done it in the past where I'll put something in the ad saying, like limit 3 per customer. And, then I'll set my max order quantity to 3. And yes, that is a great way to increase your, your
average order size.
Your average order size. And that's something I should probably get back to doing, because I think that obviously helps with the, with the algorithm. If it would make sense that if Amazon sees, the average customer buying 2 of my product while my competitors' products are buying 1, then Amazon's going to say, wow, let's bump that up in the ranking. So I think that's really good thing to do. And then there's some stuff I've done in the past. We probably talked about here, that you can also try to give away different codes and get people curious. So you upload a range of 70 to 90% codes, and then in the ad you can write get anywhere between 70 to 90% off, add to cart to see how much off you win. And that just gets people to add your product to cart, add the coupon code just to see what their discount is, and that can help also, because whether or not they buy or not, just getting them to add to cart is a ranking signal. So that's another thing.
It's like a gamification, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So that, along with this average order value spike, I think could be very powerful.
Cool. And so you mentioned at the beginning of the show, so run through the data again. You've done that on 2 or 3 products now, have you? The single, and what had been, so the first one you ranked from, what was it?
The first one went from number 36 to number 8. I've done it on a new product that got to like the bottom of page 1. So I've seen some good results. I think I've heard from some people that haven't had great results with it, and I think really it's about giving away the right number of units.
That's without doubt. Amount of times people say to me it doesn't work, and I've done shared screens and looked under the hood. 9 times out of 10 is people pumping up their prices, or they're giving away. They go, well, I was going to do 90, but I end up doing 20% off. And it's like, well, it's not worth it. No one's interested. No wonder you're pissing away on your ad budget.
Right.
People are not interested in that. It's not a desirable option for them. I always say to people, you do not need to be good at Facebook ads. Just follow the very, very, very basic principles and have a compelling offer. Let the offer do the work. Don't be trying to be clever with it and try and save yourself money on this end, because all you're going to do is extend the time it's going to take. You're going to lose opportunity. You're going to spend more money on ads because you don't know what you're doing, and you're going to screw up your launch. And it's going to take you longer to rank. And in the end, you do it the proper way. You do the 90, the 80, the 70%, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter once you've got the skill set. You can go off, and then you can be really clever. You can do split testing. You can use various pieces of software and just find a sweet spot and be clever with it. But if you're no good at it, just stick to the basic principles.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Facebook ads, I think, are difficult, but if you're giving away 90% off, they're not difficult, right? Because you don't need to be a master, at Facebook ads. You just need, people see a 90% off and they're going to be interested generally.
Yeah, you just got to make sure your funnel works. You need to go through and give it to people and test it. Get them to click on the ad, go for it. Yes, you'll spend some money, and just go through the whole process and make sure they can check out. There's no issues with the coupon codes and stuff. But yeah.
Right.
Excellent. Cool. Let's leave it there. How's the best way for people to reach you?
They can find me on Facebook, Liran Hirschkorn. We have a Facebook group, Amazing Freedom, and a podcast. And they can always email me, liran@amazingfreedom.com.
Cool. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Liran, thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll see you again in a couple of days. Take care.